Good morning, everyone. Whoops, can't see my whole mat. How is everybody doing this morning? It is Sunday, May 3rd, almost 10 a.m. We're about a minute away from 10 a.m. and lots of glare from my glasses. I'm going to get started. My name is Kristen McQuaide. I'm a 500-hour certified yoga teacher, and I teach at the Space Yoga Studio as soon as we can open back up. We are watching the news diligently, just like all of you guys. So as soon as it's safe and we are green lighted to go, we will open it up. Mare, good morning. You just reminded me, beautiful lady. Thank you. When you jump on, if you wouldn't mind making a comment just to let us know that you're here. We are going to try for a pose called Marichyasana. It's an intermediate pose. It's a forward fold. So if you took Emily's class yesterday, you can bring some of those beautiful lessons from Em into class this morning, and it's a bind. We can always do a half bind. If you are wanting to use props this morning, I'm trying to stay away from props, but if you're wanting to use props, it's a block and a strap or something that would be like a makeshift block. It could be Nicole Holcomb. Good morning. It could be books. It could be some pillows. It could be something softer, and a strap, or something like a strap. You can use a sock. You can use a scarf. If you have fairly open like collarbone, shoulder heads, you can use something smaller, like a short sock. Anyways, that's going to be the class this morning. It's an intermediate class. Ciao, More. You have internet. Awesome. Okay. So, again, my name is Kristen McQuaide. I'm a 500-hour certified yoga teacher. I'm also the owner and director of the space. We have every intention of opening as soon as we possibly can. It's a 45-minute flow. It's an intermediate level, not to be just not for beginners or people that have had some experience. Do not be discouraged, because you can always make the modifications that you need. This class is a collection of suggested movements. If you're currently experiencing any issues or injuries or are pregnant, we recommend that you consult your doctor before you practice yoga with me and any of the other teachers out there, or any other classes that you take in general. If you are experiencing any pain during this practice, I recommend that you stop and you lie down in a supine or lie down on a back, or you can just sit down, or something that eases the pain in the body. You acknowledge that participation in this online class may carry some risk of injury. You will not hold myself or the Space Yoga Studio liable for any injuries that may occur during this practice. Here it is. I got smart and finally filled it out. That's what I just said. You can always screenshot it. Slow the frame. Okay, let's get started. I'd like to start this morning in a pose called Virasana, or hero's pose. Hero's pose. And so we bring the knees together, we bring the calves together, we bring the toes together, lift the flesh away so you can use your heel bones to create a little space between the head of the hamstring and the sits bones. And you're going to allow the weight of your torso to be heavy. My legs are pressed together ever so slightly. It's not so robust that I'm lifting up, right? It's just enough, right? There's that sweet spot. And we'll take the hands onto our laps. You can turn them down as a gesture or a mudra of centering yourself and grounding. Allow the eyes to close. And let your breath take your hand and walk you through your beautiful body this morning. And as you are walking through your beautiful body, your beautiful landscape, right, we're taking those mental notes. This feels a little tight. This feels a little loose. That would be the obvious one, right? It's trying to be clever. This feels uncomfortable on my knees. Maybe if I adjusted a little, pulled my navel in a little, right? So we're working from the outer body inward. So listen to the message and memos from your beautiful body. Asks and offered, right? You're different on different days. And we're going to allow gravity to pull the soft skin below the navel towards the floor so you can expand your pelvic bowl. We're going to take 2 rounds of cleansing breath. So breathe deeply in through the nose. You'll fill up the whole body all the way down to the toes. So full breath in. Part the lips and exhale. Let it all go. One more time. Full breath in. Part the lips. Let it all go. Allow the lips to come together and then the head to slowly fall forward. So letting the 3 or so pounds of the brain and the skull to fall or roll towards the floor. Finding space in the back of our neck, our cervical spine, stretching the brainstem, the oldest part of the brain. We'll take another full breath into the nose. Exhale, let it all go. And then I'm going to invite you to slouch and slump forward like you would in an active cat pose, right, in our cat-cow. But this is gravity doing cat for us, belly soft and full, right? And you'll notice that the conversation right at the head of the hamstring starts to get a little deeper. It does for me, this rounded shape. Inhale slowly from the back of the neck and the back of the skull. We'll slowly roll around and rise. Blinking the eyes open, bringing the chin in, taking the hands behind the shoulders ever so slightly, so under and behind. You're going to drop the palms on the floor. Maybe you're going to tent the fingers and not drop the palms on the floor. My navel's pulled in enough so I don't collapse into my low lumbar. And I slowly start to close the gap between the shoulder blades, right? Kind of cover or wrapping wings around the backside of your heart, opening up the front of your heart. You can take your gaze towards the ceiling using the front of your neck muscles, right, or locking that Jalandhara Bandha, throat bandha, or 5th chakra, or you can expose it and open it all up and take the head towards the short edge of the back of your mat. Take a full breath in into the full circumference of the front of the lungs. Exhale. Bring the gaze up if you had it down. Slowly peel the hands up off the floor. We'll do that one more time. Taking the hands down onto the floor, underneath the shoulders, slightly behind. You're tenting the fingers. Spin those inner elbow points so they're facing the short edge of the mat in front of you. Pull the navel in strongly. Closing, right, or covering the back of the heart with your wings or your shoulder blades, dropping the head back. If you'd like to make it a little more active, you can take the hip bones towards the sky, or you can stay on your heel bones. Take a full breath in. Fill up the full circumference of both of the lungs. Open the shoulder heads over the front of the biceps. Pick the gaze up. Drop the sit bones and then slowly peel the hands all the way up. We're going to tuck the toes, now stretching the bottoms of the feet, maybe reaching back for those pinky toes. Lift the flesh again, and then have the sit bones and the heel bones find each other. We'll allow the weight of the body to do the work for us to stretch the toes and the bottoms of the feet. Chin comes in, right? Crown of the head high. Take a full breath in, the full circumference of all the layers of your being. Exhale, let it all go. And then we'll slowly untuck the toes, coming right back into our Virasana. We're going to take our hands, not necessarily in line with the hip bones, not in line with the knee bones, right in between, and we're going to slowly pick up the knees. Right? And then again, you're letting your sit bones or the weight of the body to open the bottom, tops of the feet on this one, tops of the feet. That feels nutsy for you. If that feels too intense, one leg at a time, but try to keep these two body parts together. Feel invited to play. Listen to your body. It's talking to you all the time. And we'll squeeze the inner thighs together. Both the knees were lifted right into our tabletop. Hands underneath the shoulders, inner elbow points towards the top of the mat. Tuck the tailbone behind those knee bones just enough to take the curve, right? That natural secondary curve out of the lumbar. Pull the navel in. And we'll sweep the left leg next to the right leg so the knee is underneath the navel. The knee is underneath the navel, no longer underneath the hip. Straighten the left leg, and we're going to cross the left leg over towards the right side of our mat. You're going to tuck the toes, take the ball of the foot, and then look back at your right heel, pressing. So you're closing your right side body to open your left side body. Inhale, we'll unwind a little. And exhale, we're twisting, opening up the outer edge of that right hip, maybe the back of the left hip, maybe the back of the left knee. Inhale, we come out. I didn't get great sleep last night, I'll be honest. And exhale. Inhale, we'll lift up the leg and take it right back to where it was. Straighten the right leg. Tuck the right toes. Cross the right leg all the way over. So all the way over to here, all the way over. Keep those toes tucked, right toes tucked. And on the exhale, closing the gap, right, between the left hip and the left shoulder head, opening the right side body. Inhale out. Exhale, compress. Inhale out. Exhale, compress. Try not to let the foot follow, right? We're keeping the ball of the foot on the floor, really to get the outer edge of that iliac crest. Inhaling and then exhale, compress. We'll lift up the right foot next to left foot. And then we'll take a variation of Gomukhasana. We're going to straighten the left leg, cross it over, point the toe, separate the feet. So the feet are separate. And then you're going to slowly start to hammock the sit bones towards the floor. Extend the arms long, walk them forward. Feel the space between the intercostal muscles open for you. Inhale. Exhale. We get heavy, right? We're using the weight of the body, doing some yoga with gravity to create space in your hips. Full breath in. Full breath out. Well, it's the outer edge of your hips, right? And it's your sacrum. All of that's included in the hips. Undo the left. Straighten the right leg. We'll cross it behind us, point the toe, bend the knee, separate the feet, just like you would in Gomukhasana, cow face pose. And then you're going to have the sit bones hammock. You can turn the toes in just like you would in the traditional pose. We're going to try to get as heavy as possible, however. So start to walk the fingers towards the top of the mat. Feel the skin move over your bones. Full breath in. Separate the intercostal muscles. Full breath out. Get even heavier still. One more time. Full breath in. Filling up the body with all the goodness. Exhaling out all the old excess. Pull the navel in and we'll drop that left knee, right knee next to left knee, right back into tabletop, right back into tabletop. We're going to start to tuck the toes, take the feet the distance of the hip bones, and then we'll slowly pedal the legs to your length of straight, your length of straight. Sometimes straight is like this, right? Downward facing dog. So take a couple of movements in downward facing dog. Trying to create space in our back body as we strengthen the arms. Start to really tune in with our breath. Trying to connect our breath with our movement if at all possible. And then we're going to take 10 breaths in downward facing dog in stillness. So find a place where you can be still in your body. Separate the fingers. And then we'll fill up the body. Full breath in. Empty the body. Empty the thoughts, the contents of the head that no longer serve. 10 breaths in silence. Wasn't so silent, right? Then we'll slowly walk our feet towards our hands, finding yourself at the top of the mat in Tadasana, mountain pose, toes together, heels apart, bend the knees. Do that beautiful reverse roll until the spine is extended high and long. Soften the heart. Tadasana. You can have the heels underneath the hips, or you can have the toes together, heels apart. All the same, we're going to try to take the curve out of the low lumbar again and out of the back of the neck. So back of the neck, back of the skull to the short edge of the mat behind you. On the inhale, we'll extend the arms wide and then high. Allow them to come together slowly in prayer pose. And then exhale, tuck the tailbone towards the earth, extend the fingers, Utkatasana, chair pose, and really refine your chair pose, right? So if we pull the bandha in, right, we pull the navel in, we pull that third chakra in, so close the gap between the navel and the spine, tuck the tailbone, right, tuck the tailbone, reach the arms high into heaven, chair pose, Utkatasana, Sira Namaskara. Be on the exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Go slow. Maybe there's a little soft bend here. Maybe not. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend knees, plant hands, walk feet back. You guys all know this plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana. Have her hold one breath. Roll over the tops of the feet. Drop the hips. Rise the head. Open the heart and let the wings protect the back of your heart. On your exhale, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Rooting in that left foot. It's windy over here. Rise the right, drop the head, bend the knee, and we'll step the right foot towards the top of the mat. Spin the back heel down, front heel, back arch alignment. Take your left arm towards the top of the mat and then peel yourself open. Virabhadrasana 2. I'm going to turn. Vira 2. Right foot leads. So expand your wings, open the full circumference of your heart. And we'll try for a half bind. So flip the palm that's up front. Take the left hand, turn the palm to face the back of your mat, and then try for your half bind. And we'll reach that right arm all the way up and over, or maybe touching the back of the heart, or extending the arm. Take the gaze up. Right? Feel this heat and the sharpness in the ha portion of the asana, the masculine, and then feel kind of this sweet sensation or opening of the yin or the ta portion. Slowly unwind. Warrior 2. Flip the front palm one more time, taking the left hand into a half bind, reaching that right arm up or maybe touching the back of the heart, spiking the gaze, spiking the elbow. Exhale, windmill the hands down. Slowly slide right foot next to left foot. Chaturanga Dandasana to your upward dog or cobra. Hips are heavy, head is high. Straighten the arms. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Slowly lift the left leg. On an exhale, right? On an exhale, open up the back of the right hamstring. Open up the front of the left thigh. Exhale. Step the left foot all the way through or right. Spin the back heel down, front heel, back arch alignment, and then find a mile between your front hand and your back hand. And then press the left foot in, peel yourself up, warrior 2. Again, expand your wings. Right? Tuck the tailbone, engage the plumb line of the body. Flip that front left palm, turn the right palm away, and try for that half bind. Back leg working as strongly as front leg, regardless of where the torso is at. Exhale, unwind the bind. Really activate the shoulders, turn the left palm up, reach the right hand behind you, and then offering to touch the back of the heart if you like that one, or continuing to extend the left arm. Exhale, unwind. Slowly take the hands underneath the shoulders. Plank pose, Chaturanga Dandasana, roll over the toes, drop the hips, open the heart, take a breath in. And on your exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the feet towards the top of the mat, toes together, heels apart. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, your full forward fold, your full forward fold. Let, like the butterfly wings of the iliac crest, expand. It's called crest, not crossed. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands underneath the shoulders, giant bend in the knee. Lead with the back of the heart, pull the navel in. Waterfall the head and hands until we get to the top. Hands come together in prayer pose. On the exhale, chair pose. Tuck the tailbone, pull the navel in. Feet follow the knees. Feet follow the knees. So if your feet are the distance of your hips, so are your knees. Here, not here. Or if the toes are together, or feet together, as we say, then the knees come together. Tuck the tailbone. Build some heat in those legs. Utkatasana. Engage that core strongly. Take the hands a little higher. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend knees, plant hands. Take the feet the distance of the hips, but slightly wider. Toes are facing the top of the mat. Distance of the hips, but slightly wider. Nice big bend in the knees. Clasp the hands behind the back. Here is where that extra prop would help maybe. You can maybe bend the elbows and take that Ganesha mudra. Maybe the palms come not necessarily together, but you can bind the fingers. Palms maybe touch, and if that's the case, allow the index fingers to release, right, and say Pani Mudra, and then we're going to start to straighten our legs to your point of straight, to your point of straight. And then you're going to get as heavy as humanly possible. On the inhale, halfway lift, tuck the tailbone, right, so the hip and the heart are in one straight line. Exhale, bend the right knee, take the right shoulder towards the right knee. Maybe take the gaze up. Use the strength of your right hand to take the thumbs towards the back of the skull. Right? There's a Shiva Marma point back there. Take a full breath in. On the exhale, straighten the right leg, forward fold. You're going to inhale, halfway lift. Hopefully my head, my hips, and my heart are in one line. And I'm going to redo the grab. So I have the non-dominant thumb on top. If you're holding a strap and you have the right hand closer to your body, switch it. My left hand's on top. Releasing the index fingers, right, as an offering to allow negative energy to leave the body. And then we get heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left knee, left shoulder, somewhere near there. And then you're using the strength of your left hand, the one that's underneath, to take the thumbs towards the back of the skull, opening up that right shoulder head, that right breastbone, the right side of your heart. Breathe deeply, full length, right side of your lungs. Exhale, straighten the left leg to your point of straight. Drop the head towards the floor. Keep the bind, 2 more breaths. Good, and then nice big bend in the knees. Drop the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to take the heels a pace out. Toes in, heels out. If you want to, you can have a block, and then we're going to bend the knees right into Malasana. Right into Malasana. So elbows are in front of the knees. You can sit on a block or 2 soup cans or a book, or maybe it's a couple of pillows. Pressing the elbows strongly. And then we'll try for a full bind here, So we'll take that left arm low, turn it behind you, bend the elbow, touch lightly the front of the heart, rise that right arm all the way up, and then we reach back. This is where a strap or something might be nice. Or maybe we're doing our half bind. So taking that left arm low, and maybe the right hand helps to support you here, or maybe up. Either way, we find a mile between the 2 shoulder heads, breathing the full circumference of your heart. Exhaling. Slowly unwind the bind, skimming maybe the back of the kidneys, back of the adrenals, hands together, samastitihi. Dropping the right, extending it long, bending, leaning forward just a little bit. Peel the left arm all the way up, and then we'll reach back, maybe getting that Ganesha mudra, right? Ganesha, Ganapati, dismantling which no longer serves. Stacking shoulder over shoulder, maybe taking the gaze up, full breath in. Full length of the left side, exhale. So good. Slowly unwind, hands together, prayer pose. Samastitihi, samastitihi. And then if you're sitting on a block, you remove it, sit bones find the floor. Straighten your left leg. Take the left hand, reach for the outer edge of the right foot. Slowly peel yourself open to that nice big twist, extending that right arm nice and long. My toes are turned in on my left and right foot. And then exhale, bend the right knee, take it right over the left leg. We are going to hook the arm, give it a squeeze. You can take your right hand behind you or maybe find that bind, half bind, right? Half bind. Again, here we're trying to find a nice linear line between the left and right shoulders, nice compression, and we're squeezing the legs so we get all of this delicious space on the outer edge. Right, and we twist from the soft part of our navel, and right, we soften the heart, so we have that stacked spine. You can twist deeper without that back bend, and then slowly unwind. We're going to take the right foot, let it keep going into a half Gomukhasana. So now it's knee over knee. I hope you can see that. So we were here. Now it's knee over knee. We're turning all 10 toes in, taking the hands the distance of the shoulder and slowly forward folding to wherever your forward folds takes you this morning. You have 5 breaths. Keep the left toes turned in. Keep the heel further away from the sits bones. Extend the arms. Extend the length of your inhales and your exhales. Press that left heel in, pull the navel in, and slowly start to slide back until the spine is nice and stacked and aligned. Now we're going to try for a half lotus. So we're going to try to get the blade edge of the foot into that hip crease. Ardha Padmasana or half lotus. Be really mindful of your knees. If it feels okay, but you feel like it's too much on the connective tissues between the hip bone and the thigh bone, you can use a block underneath your leg or a couple of pillows. Maybe that doesn't work at all. You can do Janu Sirsasana. We're going to lean forward a little. You're going to take the left hand underneath the shoulder. You're going to extend your right arm long, bending forward, and then you're going to wrap around and reach for, maybe it's the backside of your yoga pant, or maybe you have a strap and you've hooked it around your foot, or maybe you can reach your toes. And we do a forward fold here, turning left toes in. Take a breath. Press the left heel in, right? And we're kind of like drawbridging back up. It reminds me of a drawbridge. We slowly drawbridge back up on this one. And then we're going to do Marichyasana A. So the heel is close to the hip bone. We extend both arms forward. And we try for maybe that half bind. So we're forward folding. We're going to extend that arm long, reach it behind us, and maybe clasp the fingers together. Or maybe your right hand has the strap, and you're slowly forward folding. Turn the toes in, take a breath. And then we'll slowly unwind. Not sure what happened there. And we'll try it on the other side. Bending the left knee, I'm going to turn. The right hand comes over the top of the left foot, extending, right? Articulating. Just bring it back, right? Like peel back, right? Like an archer ready to set its bow free. So extending, twisting. I'm twisting from the soft part of my navel. I'm pressing my hand into my foot and my foot into my hand. Bending the left knee, taking it over the top of the right. I'm going to hook my right arm, squeezing. So I open up the outer edge of my hip. And now I'm going to try for a bind on the other side. Not my best. Looking for space, the full length of the left collarbone, the full length of the left shoulder head, right? And you're closing the gap behind the heart. And then the gaze follows towards the back of the mat, or maybe it's simply the corner. So exhale, squeeze. Listen to the tone, texture of your beautiful breath. Whew, I got a popping. Did you guys inhale, unwind? And then we're going into that half cow face pose. Left knee continues where it was wanting to go over towards the right side of the body. Turn the right toes in, and then we slowly forward fold. Maybe the hands are underneath the shoulders. You're bending, straightening. Maybe it feels good to walk them forward, right? And expand the wings of the iliac crest. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Very similar to what we did at the beginning. So allowing the heaviness of the torso to open up the outer edge of the left hip and maybe the full length of the sacrum. That's the part right below the lumbar, right above the coccyx. So we'll turn the right toes in strongly, press the right heel down, pull the navel in, and then slowly come back up. Now we'll go into a half lotus, half Padmasana. I'll be honest, this is not my best leg. So you're trying to get the blade edge of the foot closer to the hip crease. You turn those toes in, support the left knee as needed, right hand underneath the right shoulder, slowly walking yourself forward, and then we'll extend and try for that. Nope, left hand behind you. Excuse me, I always need help on this. You'll try to reach for your toe or maybe just your yoga pant, forward fold. I said right, I'm sorry. Of course I meant left. It's always some sort of a goof there. Right? Forward folding. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Turn all 10 toes in, slowly start to come back out. And now we'll try for Marichyasana. Left heel bone closer to the right, closer to the left sit bone. Hands underneath the shoulder, slowly walking forward. Maybe here is plenty. Maybe this is plenty on your left knee. Otherwise, we're going to reach around for maybe that half bind. So the left arm extends as far as it can go away from the shoulder. And we wrap it around, maybe taking right hand, left hand together. Maybe there's that strap and it's helping. Or maybe you're like, this is awesome. And I am awesome. And you are. You're awesome. You're doing the practice that you came for this morning. Take that full breath in, the full length of the body. Exhale, let it all go. Turn the toes in, unwind the bind, come all the way back up. Rock and roll yourselves onto your backs. Hugging the knees towards the armpits, the toes tap. And then we'll straighten the left leg and take the right hand to the inner arch of the right foot. And slowly drop the right knee towards the floor. Left hand can be into a T or a V shape. So half happy baby. Ardha Ananda Balasana. Exhale. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. One more time. Inhale. Let the leg come up, right? Facilitating the stretch, the in and out, right? With the breath, maximizes the stretch. Exhale. And then switching. Right leg straight, right arm into a V or a T. Left hand reaches for the inner arch of the left foot. I'm consciously turning my toes in and I'm consciously taking the sole of my foot into ether. And then exhale. I'm trying to get my knee closer to the floor. Inhale, release. I went skiing earlier this year. You guys all know, I think, Nicole Tudor, David Ferris, and all of our spouses. It was a blast. I took a hill that I was slightly, that's an understatement, unqualified for, and I did it well twice. And then I think the third time I slid down the entire way. So my inner left eye is always a little sore. Exhale. Did you need that story? Sorry, just thought I'd share. Exhale, squeeze. Okay. Cross at the ankle, rock and roll, coming all the way up. Now we're going to try for Marichyasana B. We'll start with our leg in. So we started out in hero's pose. If this doesn't work if hero's pose certainly doesn't work for you, please go into Bakasana. You're doing the same action with the thigh. You're using the strength of the arm though to open the front of the thigh as opposed to the weight of the body. So we'll keep that right leg in half Virasana. The left foot is closer to the sit bone. Right, so we did this earlier. We just did this about 5 poses back. We're going to do a very similar thing, but then both of the knees are going to be bent. So we'll extend the arms forward, right? Sweeping the left arm behind you. Right arm extends long. Forward folding. So we're really trying to open up the collarbones. You can twist open to the right if that feels good for you. Use the strength of your right arm on the hand that's underneath to try to straighten the arms. We'll slowly unwind. It's variation 1. Variation 2, we are back into that half lotus. So Ardha Padmasana, right? The foot folds into the hip crease. You bend the left knee just like where it was before, same thing. We extend the arms. Remember that top of the foot stops that we did earlier? It was for this. Extend, right? But it's always good to include the whole body. And then you're going to try to clasp the fingers together. Maybe just here is plenty, because this is where my practice was for other. And then I'm going to peel my heart open, looking towards the right, honoring that kind of masculine or power or doing portion of myself. Forward folding, having the head touch the floor, is kind of like the advanced variation. Mind does not reach, and we'll slowly unwind. Straighten the left leg, be really sweet on that right ankle. Roll the ankle. I'm going to hold my leg even. That's how intense it was. Rolling a couple of times one direction and a couple of times in the other. And then we'll switch. We'll try for the other side. Left foot in half Virasana. The right heel bone comes in towards the right sitting bone. And you're not sitting on your foot, right? That half arch is finding the fullness of that left sits bones. We'll extend our arms forward, and then take the left arm behind you in a half bind. Maybe right arm behind you, left and right today, right? Even with lack of sleep, it's a little challenging for me, but especially with lack of sleep. All right. Peeling open, looking towards the left. Using the strength of the hand that's underneath to straighten the arms as much as possible. Twisting open, honoring that left side body, the feminine. The receiving, the creative birthing or nurturing of ideas, projects. Inhale, we'll slowly unwind. We will try for that full variation, straighten the right leg. The left leg is in half lotus. Ardha Padmasana, bending the right knee. Reaching the arms forward and maybe getting the right hand and the left hand to meet. If not, right hand has the strap, sock, robe, peel open or forward fold, getting the third eye to touch. Mine's not. Oh wait, it just did. Wow, look at that growth. So folding back into yourself. Inhale, fill up the body with all that it needs. When I mean body, right? Body, mind, soul, all those subtle layers. Full breath in. Exhale, right? Fold the body into itself. Close the eyes. Let your breath take you. Hold your hand and walk you through your beautiful bodies. Inhale, we'll slowly unwind. Slowly straighten that right leg. Roll the left ankle. Whoo, Boise. A couple of times in one direction and a couple of times in the opposite direction. Beautiful. Slowly finding yourself on your backs. Hug both knees in towards the heart. Let the sacrum roll up. And then roll the ankles at the same time. Rolling the ankles together in one direction and then in the other. Really the inner arches. Slowly drop the feet onto the floor. Take the arms into that beautiful T shape. Turn the palms up. Maybe the arms end up in that V shape above the head. Full breath in, full length, full circumference of your beautiful body. Exhale. Crossing the right leg over the left leg. Taking the left foot over towards the right and allowing the knees to fall towards the left. Gaze towards the right, and then you're just going to surrender. First, bringing your awareness to your navel, closing the gap between the navel and the spine, slowly rolling onto your backs, crisscross your legs, right foot down, left over right, right foot slightly towards the left, the knees towards the right, gaze towards the left. So gravity takes over to assist the twist. Bringing your navel a little closer to your spine, allowing the kidneys land lightly on your mat, unwind the legs. Final happy baby, your version, you have 3 grabs, inner arches, peace of love fingers for the big toes, or you can reach for the blade edge, and then just allow the legs to fall where they're falling, and then we'll use the strength of the arms to pull the knees closer towards the floor and give your both sides of the colon, the ascending, descending colon, a nice squeeze, releasing of the lowest bandha. Inhaling, I'm going to offer you to straighten your legs to your line of straight. Line of straight might have a couple of bends and curves in them. And then exhale back into happy baby. Inhaling, straightening. Exhale. Let the feet go. Slowly drop one foot at a time. And then slide the heels towards the bottom of the mat. Feel the texture of your mat. Feel the temperature of your mat. Do you notice that you're envisioning the color of your mat at the same time? It usually happens to me. Turn the palms up and we'll take that final cleansing breath in so we can just wander inside. Allow our wings kind of clasp and close us in. So full breath in. Full breath out. Slowly starting to come back if you feel called to come back, wiggling fingers and toes. I'm going to seal our practice on our backs. So slowly allow the hands to find each other in a new way. Maybe have the tips of the fingers come together. Maybe press the fingers together, stretching the fronts of our hands. Heel of the hands find each other. Thumbs find the heart. Please land lightly, but listen deeply. Get what you came for. Leave the excess on the mat. And allow the beating of your heart to be the song of your soul that reminds you in this lifetime to lead with love and allow your love to be as immense as possible, right? And as intimate as you can be. Let it be full of courage and compassion, tenacity, tenderness, and understanding for yourself and all the many varied layers that make up glorious you. from the ocean of gratitude inside of me to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. From my full heart to yours, namaste. For those of you that are still with me, thank you so much for staying with me. I think most of you are aware, but I'll repeat it. We are going to start our very first yoga challenge. There is a link in the comment portion of this class and then the announcements for this class where you can get the tank part of the yoga challenge. I feel really blissed out. I apologize. I'm like, doing my own shavasana. Is to purchase the tank. Yeah, and details to come this week. First ever yoga challenge. The idea is that we all stay and practice together several times a week from this week until the end of our shelter in place. Thank you all so much for continuing to support us in all the beautiful and gracious ways that you do. The donations, just showing up, commenting, reaching out to me, to all of us. It's huge. We couldn't be more grateful. We look forward to seeing you all as soon as we possibly can, as long as we are allowed to, and it's safe. And then we have 2 classes Monday. It's the same schedule this week. We'll be subbing for Tara tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Yoga Basics. And then there's a 6 p.m. Half-hour power with Nicole Tudor tomorrow. All right. I think I got it all in. You guys are beautiful. We'll see you soon.